Resistance to control is faith to God and his unmatched super abilities that have no limits. God, I believe you're working in our lives. There's definitely going to be shifts happening. They're already happening. The caretakers have become unjust with laws, hate speech laws, control through fear, put in a submission. They produce fear when nothing matches whatever they're saying, not even close to what they said. You don't need to take a chip. They basically been doing biohacking for a long time. What technologies do they have that they're not telling us? What goes into us has an effect. And just like the unwanted energies around us, there's a lot of companies out there that are selling products to limit and stop all that kind of stuff. They're hitting us with a lot of new levels of things. Endless race baiting. They're constantly pumping that on the children, hypersexualizing them. And then I'm talking about tactical approval. What is tactical approval? It's when someone knows that it's wrong, but they're too spineless to say anything. But they just go along with the narrative. Like I said, there's products out there that you can look up for blocking like unwanted energies. I think Y-Shield's still around. They had a lot of products that were really worked really well. And then this idiot he just came out with, well, gun control. Like I said, I can't even call him an idiot because that's just my opinion, but yet that could be looked at as hate speech. And that's another thing, hate speech. What does that do? That prevents anyone that has an opinion not to be able to have an opinion if they just get labeled something. Well, it's not like the gun control, will it stop the criminals from having weapons? It's insane because there's people that get charged for protecting themselves. Anytime in history that you look through where people aren't allowed to protect themselves, it never works out. When people have, when the people have no way to protect themselves, you'll always get a whole new level of governance. History shows it. It never works out for the people. You want an example? Look at China. Look at Australia. They had camps. Not sure if you know, but yeah, they've been building that kind of stuff for a while now. But you say anything, and they're just going to say, well, it's a conspiracy until it's happening. It's the same thing with it's the thing with the changing the words too. It's like, do everything to suit them and their narrative and their agenda. And I'm not sure if you know, they won't let you leave Canada unless you've been vaccinated. And what about those with religious convictions? Or those that just don't want it? I know there's a lot of folks that they have their beliefs and that they're not going to change. So what's next? If you can't say anything and you have to take something, well, what's next? Re-education camps? That's all where this is going. As you say something wrong, or if they think that it's misinformation, you can't even have an opinion. And they don't want you to have a choice, is what it's very clear. Or they'll just say, this is what you're doing is unacceptable behavior or whatever. But I want to know, so how is it going to work out? Ignoring what's happening. You can't, you have to see where we're all going with all the hate being peddled nonstop. Why is there such a lack of love? Look at how everyone is. Look at how children are being taught how to treat each other. This new indoctrination on children. Because like I said, it's at a level of hypersexualization of children. It's mind bending. They should be thinking of doing things that are children things, coloring books, playing with toys. But that's just my own opinion, I guess. I'm just some idiot rambling at the screen. This is the way they see it. No matter what you say, it doesn't matter. I don't care what people do. It's none of my business behind closed doors with they're grown-ups. My thing is the children, just keep it away from the children. And then they have all these different things pushed on them, and especially the hate thing. pushing certain ideologies that only lead to division. There's only one vision. It's God's vision. And the other people are just gonna, they do nothing but lead and increase to sin. Why is there such a lack of love? That's what I believe is what's happening. It's engineered, it's on purpose. Everything that they're doing, how they're teaching the children, it all starts with the children. They're always going after the children first. You watch how children act, and it tells you a lot about their parents. I know that there's parents that have children with special issues. I'm not talking about that. But I'm just talking about just complete insanity. And yeah, there is medical reasons why people act certain ways, but there's just some people that they act the way they act because that's the way they're brought up. I really like what Martin Luther King said. Judge them by the contents of their character. You got to be able to see when somebody's actually doesn't have your best interest, and all that they want to do is keep kicking you in the head. And if that's how they treat you, then are they there for your best interest? It's clear they're not. The sad thing is that no matter who you vote for, everyone's always talking about, well, vote for the lesser evil. Well, you're still voting in the evil. They're always bringing in the next idiot talking out the side of his mouth. And then this idiot, well, like I said, these people, like, they'll say things like, diversity is our greatest strength. What the hell does that even mean? Because if it's nothing but a double standard. Say diversity is our greatest strength, but yet you'll constantly see nothing but hate being peddled. Because when you make one group exclusive, and then you're claiming white supremacy or whatever, where's the supremacy? Where's the privilege? Privileged people have laws that protect them. Privileged people have jobs. They get jobs because of the color of their skin. Is that actual diversity? Or is that division? Because when you hire people by race, to me that's division. and you're making it clear. But what's really clear is how the children are being treated and taught about other children. When the most they're thinking about is coloring or playing with toys. Or making friends, social development skills. During respite times at school. So what does that do to the children? Not only that, the children, speaking of the children, it's absolutely amazing how many people don't know how many abortions happen each year. If you go look on the Worldometer, it'll show you. The World Health Organization states that it's 78 million a year that are aborted. That makes the Bible, when we're talking about numbers, that makes, in the Bible, that makes us look like absolute monsters, the entire world, I guess, that's doing this. Father, forgive them, they know not what to do. That's a lot of children. But all the hate peddling, it's just getting started. They will change more laws, like they have. And people don't read the bills. They never want to read the bills. They don't want to waste their time. I keep showing this idiot because I don't really want to put myself on screen, but he's going to be forever remembered in history. His political movement. People have no choice but to remember. They're going to keep changing laws while everyone keeps getting played by their mental gymnastics. They can't have it both ways. Kind of an example is a Christian that says that they're going to help or that they're going to be there for you. Or that they sin knowingly and think to themselves, well, they'll just pray later for forgiveness. That's not how it works. You don't get to have it both ways. It's the same thing as they discriminate. You see certain races, whether it doesn't matter what race it is. But there's this push though that you see discriminating and then saying anything, well, don't point it out. Don't point out their hate, because that's going to just do nothing but label you the bad guy. If you disagree, you get labeled as a bad guy. So why is love so lacking? I believe that our social engineering and the idiot box and all these little toilet mouths that are social media in general, sports, entertainment, it's everywhere. Giving the children a polluted mind. We're going to need a few generations of children not being millstoned. And it's become on steroids. Tactical approval is our biggest failure. When we should be doing what we know we should be doing. The right thing. For our children. For our community. Jesus said love each other. He didn't say divide each other. But what about those who refuse to be loving or kind? Like I said, you let them keep kicking you in the head. You don't let them keep kicking you in the head. That's why I said the Bible's twisted from free speech. I only want to follow the golden rule. But you bet your ass that you got to protect yourself. It's your second commitment to God. It's the family. And deep down in your heart, everyone should know that that's something that you have to do, is you got to protect your family and your loved ones. Provide for them the best you can. It's pretty sad how big of a push there is with all this stuff and nobody sees it. They want to keep reading Bible story time. Well, Bible story time's pretty good, yeah, but when you don't even understand the very root meanings of words, or you can't read Hebrew. I struggle to even with what I've learned. But then I watch certain people, they'll go to Wikipedia, they'll think that they know what they're saying. But what's the root meaning of these words? What am I getting at is these people, there is something corresponding with all these people, is that they all have a certain way of talking. And sometimes when people talk to you like a fork-tongued little fucker, it takes you a while to figure it out, like you're Homer Simpson. But once you figure it out, you don't slip no more. That's what I was talking about. Learning from the best is what did I mean by that? Is that you can't learn from bums. You can't learn from losers. You got to learn from people that have had extreme good success. And the moment that you break away from certain people, and they see that they don't have a hold on you, all hell breaks loose. If they aren't there for you in the downtime, or while you're going through shit, they don't get to deserve to be there with you while you're going through the glory that God gave you and the graces to get it. I'm really overwhelmed with a lot of things. A lot of things are boiling over. But the good news is that I see light at the end of the tunnel. So many good things are coming my way. Somehow, God's going to help me find my way to make things happen. I know I'm praying for a lot of people. That's all that really matters. Try to keep good vibes, think of people. But we gotta start holding the bar. Tactical approval's gotta be dealt with. I don't know how. Besides what I've said. You know, no one wants to be what they could be. They want to be what they should be. And we could be doing something, but it's not happening. I gotta try to get some sleep. I couldn't sleep. Yeah, I just wanted to ramble to the camera. Much love.